Hey Walking Dead fans, this is going to be a video asking the question, is the military or government still around in the Walking Dead universe? If you haven't, you can check out some of my other videos that touch on the subject, such as Operation Cobalt. We saw much of it in Fear the Walking Dead, but we also saw elements of it in The Walking Dead. Around season 3, we got some more clues of what could have or did happen to the military by the National Guard unit that the governor executed.
One of the men inside got bit. Not sure how. He went haywire. Panic swept to the camp.
We'll find out a little bit from the park ranger that Travis meets on that island in Fear the Walking Dead.
We left when they started bombing.
Napalm. It's what they're using up and down the coast.
Is it every city?
As far as I can tell. Portland, Seattle, Vancouver.
Someone opened the gate to escape. Others were bitten and infected. These people went crazy.
But as we're about to enter season 9 of The Walking Dead, and we just finished up season 4 after a time jump of Fear the Walking Dead, the question will come, is there any of the military left, and is there any of the government left? We've seen people in the TV show like Deanna Monroe. She was a former congresswoman, and she led a small community. So we may see some of that more. If you went across the country, you would probably find several groups that are led by ex-government members. But I don't believe in, as far as the show's clues that have been shown to us, there is not any working in power government establishment anywhere. And it does seem like once Operation Cobalt failed and the contingency plan failed, that the few military units that were left were ordered back to military bases. We don't have a lot of information, but much of the information we do have is the military bases were overrun as well.
The whole place went to hell in a few hours. My team grabbed whatever supplies and vehicles we could and abandoned our post.
So what we've seemed to have gotten, at least by season 3 of The Walking Dead, is just sparse units, military units that stuck together. Maybe the few guys left that survived a overrun encampment, or a few guys that were left that were the only ones that didn't abandon their post. And even though the governor executed that group in season 3, we did learn that they pretty much had no radio contact to any outside military establishment or higher ups in government or military. They were pretty much on their own. And possibly a little spoiler alert for the comic book, but by now in the comics we know that there's a group 50,000 strong called the Commonwealth, and we learned that it is led by elitists, rich people who, well, formerly rich people. Some of the clues in the TV show do point, if there's an origin of the virus, it was possibly the United States and possibly even the West Coast. And then it spread eastward and, of course, north into Canada and south into Mexico. It quickly overtook pretty much every safe zone, establishment, military base that we tried to set up. Somehow a walker got in or somebody died within the confinements, and everything kind of went to shit. So that's what's expected to have happened to any government that tried to contain itself, protect itself, whether it be in a mountain or a bunker. It's to believe that even if a handful of people survive, they won't be in any type of control if they come out. And it's possible that someone died within the bunker or within the mountain that then infected several others, and everything went to shit there as well. So it's pretty much, we could probably say, as far as the clues from the show, there isn't any military branch or government branch that is still operating with any power or control. The comic book creators and the show creators, of course, have not told us how the virus started or how the outbreak started. And we only got glimpses of the military and the government and things like that. And we have to note that it's just a TV show. It's just a comic book. If you really start looking at it closer, it starts to break down. So we have to kind of suspend our belief and say, even though it really portrayed the military as being very weak, this zombie thing is a bad deal and it can really wipe out pretty much anything, any encampment, any military or government establishment. So as viewers, we just kind of have to take that and run with it. And another thing to take note on, something to think about in a apocalyptic type setting, possibly, especially like this, like The Walking Dead, And even though we don't know if it was supernatural or if it was actually caused by man, either by a government thing or a military thing, what we do know in situations like this, in emergency situations, doctors, nurses, EMTs, police officers, firefighters, and eventually the military and possibly scientists are all on the front lines of this thing. So you may ask, why aren't there a lot of doctors around? It's because they all died being on the front lines. Why aren't there a lot of military around? They all died being on the front lines. And you can just keep going, police officers, things like that. Especially in the early days when they didn't know to shoot for the head, when they didn't know not to get bit, or what these things were, or what was going on. As we've learned with Canada, Mexico, and from the comics we know like Italy, we know Russia went down because of the cosmonaut. Victor Strand talked to a guy in space, and the cosmonaut said that he saw all the lights on the planet go out, and he's not had any contact, so he's just up there to die. So we can pretty much say there's possibly not any military or government establishments in any country anywhere in the world, because we found out at this point that it's global for sure. And as we know that many of the military abandoned their posts and went back to find family and friends and be with them and try to maybe keep them safe and get them out of harm's way, things like that. As everything started breaking down, military and government, we pretty much got to a state of anarchy, probably planet-wide, but we pretty much know that in America at least, it is a state of anarchy. So what this means, even if it's a type of government official that's leading a community such as Alexandria, or a military personnel that's maybe leading a community or an army base, there aren't any higher ups that these people are really answering to. So in this state of anarchy, you pretty much say that the leaders of all of these communities can be like warlords. And even though some communities are peaceful, many probably are not. So as Rick Grimes and his group and communities that are coming together as we go into season 9, as they're trying to carve out a piece of this world for themselves, they're going to keep running into other groups. Some crazy like the Whisperers, and some a little smarter like the Commonwealth. We've definitely seen hints of both of those things, I think, in the show. We'll see the Whisperers probably season 9, and we'll probably see more of the Commonwealth by season 10, if not before. But that's it for this video. It's pretty much a long video answering a simple question. Is the military or the government still around? Probably not. So definitely let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Join in on the discussion. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more dead stuff.